Kevin, welcome. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks, David.
Is this a good day for you?
Yes. It's a good
What?
day. And I had a break in the middle of the day for lunch, so it's good we could do this. Good we could talk.
Yeah, what's a normal day look like for you?
So I am a sales guy by career. I'll leave it at that because the details are a little boring. But I
Okay.
do a couple of days in the home office, which interestingly is like 0.2 miles down the street from where you're sitting right now. My house is literally on the same street as the church. And the rest of the days per week, I travel around the Central Valley.
That's awesome. And in case someone randomly is watching this, so I am from Yosemite Lakes Community Church. It's in Corscold, California, pastor of that church. Love it. And one of the ministries we have is Celebrate Recovery, in which Kevin leads. Kevin, how long have you been leading this? What got you into it? What made you want to do such a challenging ministry? And explain what it is too, because some people may not even know what it is.
Okay, I'll try to get all of that. So I'm Kevin, and as we like to say in Celebrate Recovery, I'm a grateful believer in Jesus Christ, right? So Celebrate Recovery, it's a 12-step recovery program, and it's different from all other 12 steps. The main reason is that it's Christ-centered. When you hear of other 12-step programs talking about a higher power, there's only one higher power for us, right? And that's Jesus. So that's the big thrust of the difference between this and other 12-step programs. Another thing that's different about it is you'll find recovery groups that are very subject specific. I'm here because of an alcohol problem. I'm here because of a substance. I'm here because of grief. And there's a huge place for those kind of programs. But not only are we Christ-centered, it's kind of everything A to Z. We call it hurts, habits, and hangups. So I might, in a minute, tell you how I came to Celebrate Recovery, but I'll start by saying it could be grief, it could be divorce, it could be loss of a job, just any hurt, habit, and hang-up that sort of rocks your life. This is a place you can go.
Can I just say,
Yeah.
I love that it's Christ-centered, it's God-centered, because I'm totally for any recovery program, but not putting Christ at the center of it. I don't know how they do it, and so I'm just so thankful that you're doing this.
Yeah, well, the first principle. So we also, besides the 12 steps, we've got 8 principles that were based on the Beatitudes. And the first thing you have to do, the first principle, is realize I'm not God. And without God, I'm powerless to control my tendency to do the wrong thing. So we don't even get started until we go there.
Yeah. I'm teaching this week, and it happens to be about that same exact subject. It's 1 Corinthians 5, and it's basically you have to stop being God and instead obey God. And there's a difference in our actions.
Right? Yeah. I love it. So we're kind of group-based. When you come for the first time, we meet on Friday nights in the chapel right now. When you come for the first time, we used to do dinners every single week. And now you have to check our little Facebook page to see if there's a dinner this week, because COVID messed up a lot of dinner type events, right? So we do it a couple of times a month and we announce it. But let's say a regular week when we're not offering a special dinner, we start with large group at 6:30. We think we have childcare back in place on an ongoing basis right now, which is really exciting because that was a struggle for a little bit. You come in, there's worship. Each week there's either a lesson or a testimony. So people from other CRs, usually in the mountain area, but sometimes it'll be Visalia, Fresno, somewhere else, somebody who's been through CR will come and give a testimony. So it's kind of every other week, lesson, testimony, 25 lessons a year. And then we have a couple weeks just to do what we feel we need to do. Like one week we had the band do all Christmas music and it was just fun, right? So we do things like that sometimes. Confidentiality is really, really big for us. So when you come in after the large group, men and women divide up, and there are small group guidelines. which I'll read if you ask, but one of the big things is confidentiality. Confidentiality. Who you see at CR is private. You don't say, I know them from CR. You can say, I know them from church if you must say anything, but it's their discretion, because confidentiality. We like to say, and we do this as a group almost every week, what's said here stays here. And then everybody goes, here, here. So that's what we do.
Beautiful.
I came to CR in the midst of a divorce. And pastor said, you should go do this. And it wasn't the only ministry of the church that I was involved in. I talked with Stephen's ministry. I dug in with one of the home groups. And I just had support with different dudes in our church. It was older guys that I respect. One person in general approached me at a down point and just said, I will be your friend. So there are a bunch of ministries that are super meaningful in the church. CR is one that I said, well, I don't really think that's going to help me. I don't want to go. And so I went anyway, and I just kept coming back. And there were times when I only stayed for large group or only stayed for a little bit and then left. But it ended up being meaningful. Another one of the things we like to say is that you find forever family here. If you get a sponsor for whatever your issue is you're trying to recover from, you find accountability partners, and in a small group setting, you just get close to people, and it becomes meaningful. And the other thing we do besides Friday nights, we call them step studies, and we have workbooks that we work through, and that'll be a small group of men with men, ladies with ladies, and we just dig in, really getting honest about what we're in denial about, what we need to work on. And I don't want to say we hold each other accountable in a ruthless way, but there is accountability in that. So, if you're coming and doing a step study every year and you're saying the same things, you should see the fruit of Jesus working in your life. I should let you ask a question because I'm talking a lot.
No, it sounds awesome. And a couple of things I heard there, in case people are watching this, is anyone can show up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then there are some real, what was the word you used? What's there stays there. What was the word you used?
Yeah, what's said here stays here. And if I say that, we have to do the thing. So what's said here stays here.
Here. I know a little bit. That's about as much as I know. It sounds awesome, and it sounds like a great place for a lot of people. So I do hope that if you're watching this later, share it, let people know. Yosemite Lakes Community Church, recovery, celebrate recovery. You'll meet Kevin and others that will be there, and friends for life, as I said, family for life. The other thing I wanted to ask you is just what brought you to it, but you answered that one. So can you answer, I love stats and stuff, but what's a testimony that doesn't reveal someone, but just cool stories that you know of, maybe vaguely, because I know you can't really reveal actual stories, but just some cool testimonies that have happened.
Yeah, it's the full gamut. So because it's all of what we call hurts, habits, and hangups, there are people that we've had come that were in huge bondage of guilt, right? And going through a step study and the small groups, I can't speak for the ladies because it's private, and we have female small group leaders, but on the men's side, and no identities, no specifics or anything, but we've seen people just in bondage where they can't function, and just coming in and sharing. You see the transformation. You see those guys 3 months later, and it's like, I can function now. I'm not overwhelmed with some guilt of my past. And in some cases, it's a salvation story. They come in and they had some idea about God, and they're here because they know there's something they need to do to fix it all. And they come in, they realize I'm not God, and they're powerless to do it on their own. And then they meet Jesus. There's that. We have people that are in other groups, because I didn't come because of a substance issue. not judging anybody that needs that, right?
Right.
But we have people that, even though they're involved in other 12 steps and other groups for a certain substance issue, it's like they found the family here. They found the place where every Friday night, even if it's New Year's Eve, even if it's Christmas Eve, even if it's Valentine's Day, which those are the most depressing days if you're alone anyway. Right. They knew we were going to be here anyway. And that made a difference for them because they didn't go somewhere else. Right. And I could tell other stories. I mean, financial things, praying for each other. There's huge power in prayer. Like if you don't have money and you don't know how you're going to fix your car, just things like that. God helps in all these little ways. I don't know if that's enough to fit the bill, but that's my answer. Oh, it's so good. It's such the church. So every Sunday I try and play a celebration story. I want people to hear these stories, but I can't do these because most of these are private. So I really appreciate you doing that and just saying, like, there's this whole other group that has these celebrating stories happening because of this church and it's lighthouse that we want to be to Corscold, Madera, and the surrounding areas. I just really appreciate you putting the message out. So let me close with this. How can people get involved? How can they help? Where do you need help? What's the next steps? That stuff. Okay, so all you have to do is come as you are. Show up. 6:30, guaranteed. We're on every week at the chapel. You'll see the little sandwich board signs out there. Just come. If you ever drive by it and you see it says 5:30, that's because we're doing a dinner that week. So, if you see that, come on down. We have a Facebook page that we call YLCCCR. And it's really just for you to go on there and see if there's any change to the schedule. You can see what the lesson's going to be this week. Just show up, be there, and people will reach out to you. People are going to say hello to you. We won't make you do anything strange. We do have chip night once a month. So if you're there to work on a specific issue and you want to say, I'm giving this to the Lord, take a newcomer's chip. If you want to say, I've been sober, or I've been successful in this issue for 30 days or a year or whatever, we do that too. We do that once a month. Just come. And help-wise, there's always opportunity to help. There are people that I hope will volunteer for childcare to keep that program running. We can use basic setup help, like somebody that just knows how to do basic things on a computer or can help set up and tear down the PA system. So if that's your heart, just come a little early and see if you can help. So what about food? Do you help with food? So we're not having dinners every single week yet, but that needs to be a rotation so that it doesn't wear one person down until the end of time. And so if that's who you are, you like to serve with food, let us know, and you can do one a month or something like that. That'd be great. That's awesome. Love what you do. Say the Facebook page again. YLCCCR. YLCC. Like Yosemite Lakes Community Church, CR. It's a lot of C's. And if you need to, go to YosemiteLakes.org, and the info's on there as well. That's the website. Yeah.